Hi, this is day 2 from the Carefree Advanced Workshop. I fell asleep on the couch last night. I was so exhausted due to jet lag, so I wasn't able to create the video. Since this is me waking up at 4:30 a.m. It's 5 a.m. Need to be in class at 6 a.m. So, yeah, the thing that really resonated with me was the fact that he talks about initiation into the greater aspect of self, into the true self, and this is initiation and requires us to challenge or overcome these old aspects of self. So when we are going to connect with this greater aspect of our true nature, on the way to it, we will have to very carefully choose the thoughts and behaviors and habits and actions that will enable us to connect and surrender to this greater self. So a lot of the time people will try and will try to take a lot of action, and then when they fail, they beat themselves up. A lot of the time people come from 5% of the mind to try and overcome 95% of their habits. So 5% is the conscious mind, 95% is the way that they're wired, the way that they're programmed. So in order to connect with that greater self, we have to observe all these old aspects of self and old identities and old feelings and thoughts which are automatic, running in the background, creating a future that's based on the filters of the past. And when we do that, there's not going to be any new feedback, so that we basically don't believe that anything new is possible. When we are going to connect to the greater aspects of self, we have to step into the unknown, and we have to start relating to something that we don't know. And this is an adventure, but a lot of time, people are scared of the unknown because they are materialists, still defining reality through the five senses, which is what they can see, what they can feel, what they can relate to. And when we are defining reality through the five senses, we basically, all we care about is survival. And when we're in survival mode, and a lot of us are continuously living in stress, we are not going to be relating to the unknown or to the great aspects of ourselves. And sometimes it's not the time to be doing that. But when we are not supposed to be in survival mode, we can actually make the time to create our days, create our lives, to break the bonds, the energetic bonds with old aspects of self, so that new aspects of self may show up. So I thought it was very interesting that he talks about how this initiation is painful. It will take effort, but it's going to be less effort than when we are going to be stuck creating, trying to create a new reality based on the old versions of our old personality. So one of the biggest things that he says is a lot of people are trying to create a new reality coming from the old personality, but your personality creates your personal reality. So when you want a new reality, and all of us know this intellectually, we have to create a new personality. And where is this personality coming from? Rather than, we have to create a time and day and a practice in the day to effortlessly, willfully, purposefully connect with it and let it come through us. And so this waking up at 4:30 a.m. to actually be meditating at 6 a.m., I cannot tell you how refreshing that is, and how amazing you feel when we're done around 9 a.m. And it feels like we've been working away on the most important parts of our day, which is taking care of our inner self, you know, making our mind the master again instead of our body the master. So this is, I think, a new habit that I want to implement, which is waking up very early to start the day and meditating and connecting to this greater aspect of self that I'm going to hopefully surrender to, that I will surrender to. So yeah, I hope that this short and quick video is going to inspire me again when I look at it in the future. Again, the most important thing is we have to overcome these aspects of self that will make us want to give up, that will make us want to blame, that will make us want to believe our old stories of not being loved, of not being wanted, not being chosen, the world not being fair. We have to overcome that, because on the way to the summit, on the way to the greater aspects of self, you cannot start the journey and say, oh, I'm feeling tired, oh, I don't feel like it, today's not the right day. And the biggest thing that he will tell you, which is so funny, is because we're programmed to think and feel and identify with a certain way of being, these new habits that actually allow you to connect to the greater self, they will not feel right. So a lot of people get stuck in their old self because they say it doesn't feel right. So whatever that is that doesn't feel right, according to your old self, it doesn't feel right because your body is programmed and addicted to a certain way of being, which kept you, creating these relationships or the financial situation or the health situation that you're trying to change. But you cannot change 95% of your programming with 5% of your conscious mind. You will have to enter the operating system, which is, go in through meditation, and so, or any other technique that will allow you to enter the operating system. So yeah, another beautiful day, another beautiful day 3 here in Carefree, Arizona, and I'm so blessed to be here. I'm so blessed that I can share this message with my friends who are all over the world and who are seriously interested in transformation and human potential and divine potential. So from Carefree, Arizona, I'm grateful that you're listening to this message, and I'm sending you love. Talk to you later. Bye.